Hello and welcome. You're looking at my favorite APS-C camera lens combo right now. This is the Sony a6700 paired with the Sigma 10-18mm f2.8. I'm not going to talk about this entire setup, but we're going to focus on this lens today and why I enjoy using it so much. My name is Cree, and on this channel, I talk about tech with context. Typically, I do shoot in full frame, whether I'm here in the studio shooting a YouTube video, or if I'm out with a client and providing video production services in that type of environment. And I'll tell you what, I stopped shooting on APS-C a while ago, just because of the functionality limitations. But I'll tell you what, these new camera bodies are really impressive. The functionality that's built into these is something that I am beginning to incorporate into my everyday shooting workflow. But then you have lenses like this one, the Sigma 10-18mm f2.8. And what's great about this one is that if you were to compare this to a full frame lens, this is going to get you to the equivalent of 15 to 27 millimeters. And why that's important is because this is really close to purchasing the 16 to 35 millimeter lens that so many YouTubers shoot with, vloggers shoot with. Also, if you're shooting landscape or real estate type of videos, then that's a great lens to use. And with this lens, you do get that wide focal range, the 10 millimeters. Again, that's going to translate to 15 millimeters. You can get nice and wide, and then all the way into 27 millimeters anytime you want to zoom in and get a close-up shot. The other great thing about this lens is it's an f2.8, so it handles really well in low light. And if you're somebody who is interested in incorporating that blurry background into your videos, then just zoom in, use or set your settings to f2.8, and you are going to get that nice blurry background. Apart from those technical specs, the other reason why I love this camera lens combo so much is because of the size. So if you compare this with something like an FX3, this could be an A7S3, any full frame camera. Now this one does have a cage on it. This is the 16 to 35 f4. So this is the smallest 16 to 35 that I own in the full frame lineup. But you can see right here the size difference. This is giving you 15 to 27 millimeters on this APS-C camera. And what makes this so great is it's easy to pack in a small size bag. I am taking this camera and this lens combo with me as a backup camera on my video shoots with clients. I also travel with this lens and camera combo. So this makes it really easy if I'm just on the go, cruising around town, or if I am traveling. This is a 5-liter, this small size camera bag that I carry often. And you can see, if you put your camera in there, how much space you still have. If you want to put a microphone in here or any other type of camera gear, this makes it really easy, small, compact, it's lightweight, it's so easy to carry around. And this is how I find myself using this camera the most. Right now, you're looking at some real estate footage that I recently captured with the Sigma 10-18mm f2.8 lens. You can see that it's going to give you a nice wide view of the interior of a home, also the surrounding areas, landscape. And when it comes to shooting video, I think we all know the importance of storytelling. You can do that through narration or whatever your script or the verbal expressions that you have in a video. But the other aspect is visual. So this 10 millimeter focal length is going to give you that nice wide open shot. And this gives the viewer the feeling as if they're there with you. So if you are touring a home or showing landscape or even here in a studio, it's going to give the viewer that nice wide view. Not only can they see you, but they can also see what's around you. And that is a big aspect of storytelling and video production that if you want to express that type of feeling, then this is a great focal length to use. In addition to that wide focal length, you also have an f2.8 aperture on this lens. This means that it's going to perform better in low light situations. And also, the closer you get to your camera or the more you zoom in with your camera, if you have your aperture set at 2.8 on your camera, you're going to get that nice blurry background. This means that if you're doing A-roll or talking head video, then it just accentuates and highlights whoever is front and center in the frame. And also just for the blurry background aesthetic, you are going to get that with this lens. Now, I'm not a big vlogger, but anytime I decide to incorporate that type of shooting into my workflow, this is the lens I'm definitely going to use. It's nice and light. It's small and compact. And this means when I'm holding this camera out in front of me, my arm's not going to get too tired too quickly. That 10mm focal length means that I can be close to the camera, and that means I'm going to continue to get good audio. We all know the closer you are to your camera, the better your audio. I don't even have to have a GorillaPod or a small size tripod to hold this out in front of me because of the way that I can hold onto this camera. I can easily zoom in and out. It's right here in front of me. And that 10mm focal length means that I'm going to be front and center, and I'm also going to be able to show my audience what my surroundings look like because it's so large in size. So this is another reason why this lens is so special. We've covered a lot of great things about this lens. Now let's take a look at some of the downsides. The first is the size of the hood that comes with this lens. It's really small. I'm honestly not sure how effective it is. Additionally, the way that it attaches to your lens is really awkward. It's not like a typical attachment. In fact, it's hard to know if it's attached or not. And because of that, there have been multiple times where I've pulled this lens out of my bag and the hood has come off. The other thing about this lens is it is a wide angle lens. You are going to see a little bit of distortion. So you can see if I move my hands to the edge of this lens, my fingers are going to lengthen kind of in a weird way. Just something to look out for anytime you are shooting with a wide angle lens. The other quirk to this lens is the way that it zooms in and out. So when it is at the most compact state the lens can be in, it's actually at 18mm, and then you have to turn it over to 10mm. It does extend the barrel out in front of the lens just slightly, but it is a usability adjustment that I've found I've needed to get used to when using this lens. Now, I knew this was going to be a good purchase because of all the great reviews of this lens online, but I have to say now that I have this in hand and I'm putting it to use, I enjoy using this lens more and more. And do you have this lens? If you do, let me know how you're putting this to use in the comments below. Before you head out, hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Also subscribe. I put out weekly tech videos like these every Sunday morning. And as usual, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you again in next week's video.